let's move on to the nutrition now, because I want to think if somebody is interested in your type of workout. Let's say someone's like, I'd like to be more flexible, more mobile. I want my body to last longer into my 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah.
So that when I'm 60 and I don't trip over and break my hip and then die or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So they're interested in this type of thing. What do you suggest, or maybe you don't have suggestions, you let me know, about diets and nutrition?
So it's really, really important. Like, it's obviously, and I would go beyond nutrition. I would say, again, nutrition is just part of, nutrition and movement are part of a kind of a bigger thing, which is our lifestyle, I guess. Nutrition's a really kind of, similar to fitness in a way. It's a very kind of tricky area in the nutrition world, especially just with, books in the shops and, the internet, this kind of thing. It's very tribal. We spoke about, I don't know, like you mentioned like keto or vegan and this kind of stuff. And these are kind of like very tribal kind of things.
Because they're trying to build an industry around that, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Looking at it from a kind of psychological perspective, diet is something that people might use to construct their identity. It's like, I'm a this or I'm a that. And it's very common to see certain kinds of exercise go hand in hand with certain kinds of diet. Like, it's very popular. There are some kind of popular connections there. As opposed to kind of where to start with nutrition, I think the kind of, we can go, there are details, right? Same in everything. But I think the big places to start, I think there are 2 or 3 big kind of picture things that I would look at as starting places for how you're going to eat. One of the first things would be essentially what I would call, like ancestral or evolutionary kind of perspective on eating. Or a historical look at eating. So a very simple thing, people nowadays, I see them come out of the supermarket and the trolleys full of foods, foods is
packaged process.
Yeah, packaged products. So what they've done is they've gone in and they've got food products. A very simple thing, 100 years ago, those products wouldn't exist. And then we're looking at a kind of a risk thing here. It's like, well, for X thousands of years, we've been eating these things called food, produce, and the last little while we've been eating these products. And if you're eating something that doesn't have a long history, you're kind of taking a chance with it. Yeah, there are certain things that kind of concern me, I guess. I was listening to someone the other day who was talking about GMO, for example. Now, I really want to get into a specific kind of thing about GMO itself. But one of the interesting things is there was a study done on GMO grains, and they're fed to some mice, and they see the effects in the 3rd generation.
Oh, so not immediate?
Not immediate, no, they're like the 1st generation, like they ate this GMO stuff and they were fine, they were happy as Larry. And you only see the effects after kind of 3 generations. And I think after 3 generations, like most of them were like infertile or something like this, like a big problem. So yeah, I think that's a very powerful kind of filter, is to look at things that come from nature and avoid things that don't. It's a simple filter, right? It's not 100% kind of right or wrong and all this kind of stuff.